I love this air, filling up my little lungs. Oh yes, angels do breathe, through the nose at that. A light and gentle breath, just enough to ruffle the hair of time. I love this air because I can merge with its smells, its perfumes. I live on its evaporation. I am its manifestation. Besides, you know my origins. This place is haunted by angels, and I am the oldest. As a matter of speaking, because angels don't ever grow old. I was born from the first distillation made by Lhéraud in 1881. I am the angel's share, that minute evaporation which enriches the place, darkens the walls and whitens them in the spring. I am also the sign of love, and here, love is all around. Certainly, all these cognacs were produced with passion, but above all, with love. There are cognacs lying here that were distilled before the phylloxera crisis of 1893. The liquid sleeping here perfumes this gentle breeze, a friendly wind, happiness. No, heaven, as he calls this place. My voice makes no sound. The only echoes are the thoughts of Lhéraud when he comes in. He doesn't talk much, sometimes not at all, but I hear him. Words mean nothing when they're not right and sincere. Now I can have a rest, because I know that Guy is coming to watch over time. That sounds like the crunch of gravel now. Quick, quick!
Enfin, il y a longtemps que je suis pas venu ici. Oh, je pense que ça a encore le temps de rester en bonbonne. Ça a le temps de vieillir, ça prend encore des bonnes odeurs. Je pense que ça n'a rien changé. Peut-être un petit peu quelque chose. Je pense qu'avec le temps, les années commencent à s'effacer sur les ardoises. Il faudrait peut-être que je dise à ma femme de les refaire. Ouais. Le temps commence à manger les années. Oh, il n'y a pas grand-chose de changé. Il faudrait peut-être éventuellement qu'on revienne un jour les déguster pour voir si ça s'est amélioré, que rien n'est changé. De ce qui est toujours le plus surprenant, c'est cette bouteille que tout le monde l'a vue depuis des générations et que tout le monde s'est interdit de la toucher. Et on ne sait pas ce qu'il y a dedans. C'est dommage, les toiles d'araignée l'ont pas encore assez envahi. Bon, dès que la chaleur reviendra, les toiles d'araignée reviendront. Parce que, bon, c'est toujours... les toiles d'araignée, c'est toujours quelque chose de magique. Et puis bon, ça fait partie du décor du paradis. Bon, enfin, je pense que ça m'ennuise quand même. De toutes les façons, c'est toujours aussi agréable de rentrer ici. Mais il fait peut-être un petit peu trop chaud. Bon, enfin, ça ne l'empêche pas de vieillir. Oh, puis il a le temps. Laissons le temps au temps. De toutes les façons, c'est pas nous qu'on travaille. C'est le temps qui travaille pour nous. Donc on n'a pas grand-chose à faire. On n'a qu'à le surveiller.
During the winter months, the vines look like lace against the creamy sky. The sound of clicking secateurs has gone from the slopes. Now, it's the electric whirring of the blades that is heard as they close on the wood. The eye directs and chooses, and the hand obeys. The cut is clean, so as to leave only the best branch. In fact, the grape harvest has already started. Oh, February's cold, but the vineyard doesn't stop. There's a lot to be cut, tied up, and burned. These vines grow on rich, chalky land, affected by the Atlantic Ocean. It is known as the Petite Champagne. Oh yes, it's easy to get confused with the names of all these areas. The Grande Champagne, the Borderie, the Fin Bois, Bon Bois, and Bois à Terroir. Anyway, their vineyards produce extremely fine, light, and highly fragrant eau de vie. These require a long aging process in casks to reach full maturity. Ooh, it's cold now. I'm going home too. The house seems tiny from so far away, but it's well positioned, a position chosen by the forebears. It nestles into the slopes that provide its wealth, the vines. Here is where it all started. The house is a few centuries old, and the Lhéraud family has always lived here. Well, it's seen a fair amount of sitting around, not to mention kissing, caressing, laughing, and crying too. But life continued according to the seasons and the cognac. After Eugène, the winemaking tradition was carried on by Remy in 1931. Then, in 1970, Guy inherited the estate and marketed his eau de vie under his own brand name. Lhéraud Cognac was born. His son Laurent is now at his side and firmly intends to carry on making a quality, top-of-the-range product. And the succession is already safe with Jean-Charles, the worthy heir, who has it in his blood. On top of the hill, the old cherry tree watches over the vines as it continues to watch over this family. Every morning when I wake up, I become light, even lighter than air. I love wandering through the perfumes of the garden. The spring makes it even more beautiful. Floating slowly down the straight, narrow, white paths. Delicately balanced, in nice little squares, they make a wonderful market garden. Right now, only the soil can be seen, but underneath, I can sense the birth of things. Soon, the plants will wake up in the warm sun. Quick, better take off. Here's Madame Lhéraud. She's the head of things here, or rather, the conductor. When everything is grown, I know the reason for such an abundant and varied production. Here, we like to entertain and have people discover how different plants mix together and the combining of essences in cooking, with cognac, of course. There's the house, solid but elegant, symmetrical in the Charentais style. The spring sun lights up the facade and it's warm. The open windows let in some of the heat. Here, we like the sun because we like the shade, but not for lounging around. The house is calm, slow. It smells of wax and burnt wood, and history. Wait, I can hear Guy coming. He's got a few secrets to share.
Ouais, cette pièce, c'est quelque chose qui nous tient à cœur, parce que nous avons commencé à découvrir avec mon épouse en 1968 cette pièce, et tout en l'aménageant, nous avons découvert, bien sûr, ces deux portes. Vous avez une porte en ogive et une porte en roman, donc qui vous donne du Xe et XIe siècle pour la construction de cette maison, de cette pièce. Cette porte, qui est beaucoup plus petite, servait autrefois pour aller à une crypte souterraine. Pour respecter la pièce qui vous accueillait, la porte était beaucoup plus basse et qui vous obligeait à baisser la tête, où vous deviez absolument saluer et respecter le lieu qui vous accueillait. Il y a toujours ces trois ronds qui sont dans le sol. Ces trois ronds servaient de jugement autrefois aux prêtres qui passaient dans cette région. Le cœur qui est au milieu, qui leur servait de jugement, et tous ces cailloux qui sont posés au sol, ce dallage qui est posé au sol, c'est des petits cailloux qui arrivent de Dordogne, que les prêtres portaient dans leur sac à dos pour faire ces dallages. Et ma foi, les gens, une fois qu'il était accueilli dans cet établissement, il avait juste le droit d'aller se reposer et se restaurer avant de reprendre le chemin pour aller à La Rochelle, parce que c'est un chemin, petit chemin Saint-Jacques-de-Compostelle, qui lui était fait pour les prêtres qui allaient embarquer à La Rochelle pour aller en Espagne. On est dans un endroit qui est pur, qui est saint, et où il y a des gens qui, ma foi, il y a des centaines d'années qui ont travaillé ici. C'est quelque chose de merveilleux de vivre encore avec ces gens.
With the days getting longer and the return of the heat, the first buds are starting to burst open. The Lhéraud family has always given themselves to the land. They are its children. Landowners, of course, but only to defend it better from harm. They respect it because they live off it. They can't explain this exultation for things. It's all about desire. What they like most of all is the tiredness that follows an excess of passion. Loving is tiring, isn't it? The light breeze blows down the rose. I continue my walk among the trees I love. The oaks, the walnut, and my own cherry tree. The heat and sunlight bring the earth back to life again. The garden is adorned with 1,000 long-expected colors and perfumes. Reds, purples, the pure white roses. The fruits and vegetables also promise lots of sweetness and succulence. The sun and earth have put in a great deal of effort. The pears fall, too tired to cling to the branches. The small facade of the house that charms many a guest has closed its windows. It has no problem keeping in the cooled air. The walls are so thick. The birch trees lend their shadow to help calm the ardent sun. Here, the land is fruitful. Its relationship with the men of the Lhéraud family is like that of an old couple, fighting, then making up. It knows how to win respect because its crops are so valuable. This land will survive any passion because it feeds on that of others. What woman could come between them? I do enjoy this summer heat, the smell of the sun. This overpowering heat, however, doesn't stop animals from getting ready for winter. Some hide under the large vine leaves. Others hoist themselves onto the stakes, looking for a cool spot. Ah, the vineyard! Can you hear that little sound? It's small insects pollinating the flowers. The vine flower is small, white, ephemeral, and fragile. Yet just imagine the bunch of grapes that it produces. No time to lose, the vines must be pampered. It's time for pulling back and trimming. The pruning knives are singing in the rows. Everything is green and light. The soft green of the young leaves that are hardly awake. Cutting the vine is easy. It doesn't move, almost as if attracted by the cutting blades. The sap stays to give its strength to the bunch. The billhooks move forward with the wind. Oh! A sudden gust of wind rustles the leaves. A storm is brewing. The birds are quiet. The insects are hiding. The rain is violent, but not destructive. It hasn't rained for a long time. The earth can hardly absorb this gushing water that rolls the pebbles along. The farmers don't stay out in the rain, even if it is warm. You'll catch your death, they say. The vine needs this heaven-sent water for the grapes to swell. They just hope that the bunch won't be too thinned out. Only time will tell. But the worry is there. In fact, only the snails find it amusing. The rain has stopped and hasn't shredded the leaves. The sun is back again. Summer rain is marvelous, isn't it? The ground is wet and smells of rain. I love getting absorbed by this after-rain smell, as I love wearing this rain perfume. It also reflects the chemistry that will take place in the barrels, an alchemy loyal to these natural elements which accompany the grapes. The sun has dried the vegetation and the grapes. I let myself be carried down the slope by the slight breeze. A few dwellings stop the vineyard at the bottom of the valley. Oh, I can see the small Romanesque church. The sun is still hot, so it's nice to stay under the lime trees, which filter the light. Here too, every place, each detail, holds a memory for Lhéraud.
Ben, la commune d'Angeac, elle représente beaucoup pour moi. C'est la commune où toute la famille Lhéraud est née depuis des siècles. J'aime bien toujours venir sur ce pont-là, avec le bras de la Charente qu'on appelle le Brassio, parce que j'ai des souvenirs des années 50, quand je venais avec mes parents, le week-end. Et ici, ben, c'était nos vacances, où on venait pêcher. On prenait notre repas de midi sur l'herbe, c'était magnifique. Ah ben ça, c'est l'endroit où je venais braconner. C'était génial. Là, on braconnait avec... à l'électricité avec des batteries. On mettait un grillage et puis on prenait quelques poissons qu'on électrocutait. Et après, quand arrivait le 15 août comme ça, dans les fortes chaleurs, ben les anguilles, elles se mettent toujours dessus les herbes pour prendre un peu d'oxygène. Et puis elles pouvaient saper quelques petites bestioles. Donc elle était sur les herbes, on prenait notre bateau, et puis on les prenait à l'épuisette, on en prenait 20 kilos à chaque fois, ça en restait une dans le bateau. Ben, ça ne nous a pas empêché de se faire poursuivre par les gardes. Bon, on s'est jamais fait beaucoup prendre, on a eu des reproches. Oh, c'était sympa. C'était une vie où les gens étaient encore compréhensibles. On était des enfants, personne ne nous disait rien. Bon, on était peut-être un petit peu turbulents quand même. Et c'est comme le cognac, ça coule doucement et ça vieillit. Grand-père disait tout le temps que la Charente a eu le temps de couler et le cognac prendra le temps de vieillir. Je pense qu'il avait raison.
It's not weariness that's driving me home, nor am I afraid of the dark. But the smells of those summer evenings after the rain are so strong, I feel quite drunk. As if the cognac wasn't enough. I know this landscape inside and out, and yet it seems different every time. The light is so beautiful and so variable. On the way home, it was a veritable festival. The sky grew bigger and bigger as the sun went down. You feel so insignificant with a view like that, even if you feel you could have painted it. There's a faint music in the vines. It keeps my old cherry tree company. People here understand time because they live with it according to its whims, its constraints. They respect it. No need to put the date on the jam pot. Time arranges life. The seasons are respected so as to stay in harmony with the earth. People don't seek to master time or lock it up. They let it be. And I like that because I was born from their patience and their care. Slowly, the first leaves start to change with the last rays of the sun. A palette of warm colors, reds, yellows, and oranges which few painters could reproduce on canvas. They fall with the first frost. The autumn equinox is past, accentuating the early evenings and the shorter days. These are the signs that herald the grape harvest. Tractors can be heard in the vineyards, little flashes of color moving between the rows. The farm workers are busy in the vines. Autumn hasn't come too early, and with the lovely summer we had, it should be a good harvest. The rain is back, and the race is on not to let the water mix with the grapes. With it, the smells of autumn and humus are even stronger than in the summer. The grape harvest is like the wedding night of young lovers, promised desire. As the French say, rainy wedding, happy wedding. The tractor goes to and from the shy, where the wine press awaits the grapes, whose sweet, fresh smell already escapes from the vat. We work with our hands here because we love with our hands. we hardly talk. The shredded pulp's sweetness is full of sugary energy. The juice pours out. The storage vats give off a strong smell. There's breathing going on under the whitish froth. Strong breathing, deep breaths. Nature is being transformed by bacterial life. Produced from the best grape varieties, the wine to be born will be of excellent quality. Meanwhile, other work is ongoing. There are strong, pungent smells here, too. Barrel making requires a lot of precision and dexterity. Aging over several centuries in these casks is what will give the cognacs their color and nose. The wood's porosity allows a direct relationship between the eau de vie and the surrounding air. Everything works together to make the cognac even better. The sun has shortened its distance on the horizon. Work has stopped in the vines. The spell of euphoria has given way to calmness. Outwardly calm, because inside the walls we're not far from boiling point. Calm, luxury, and voluptuousness. Distillation. The grape juice is heated twice. Its vapors go up and up, but can't escape from the pipes. They're trapped and can only continue their path to refinement. Cooled down suddenly, they turn into water. Water of life, eau de vie. Vie as in vital for the Lhéraud family. They will hand over the cognac after it has spent years and years in the casks, in the dark, forbidding all voyeurism from artless visitors, refusing to reveal the secrets of such precious alchemy. The very same that gave me life, right here, an ancestral know-how, a tormenting secret which brings pain and joy and which explodes many years later.
On va passer un petit moment tranquille. Comme il commence à se faire tard, je crois bien que, avant que ma femme arrive, je vais m'en rouler une et puis je vais boire un petit coup. Comme ça, je vais penser à tous mes amis. Ah, si la vieille arrive, elle va gueuler parce que chaque fois que je m'en roule une, elle dit que c'est une de trop. Ma foi. Elle a peut-être raison, hein. Mais mourir de ça ou d'autre chose.
The orange sky has melted into night even earlier. The vine branches slowly go to sleep until next spring. But my sentinel proudly stands watch against the coming winter. Ooh, it's been snowing, but the ground isn't cold enough for it to stay white. Shame. Once more, the vines look like torn lace against the white background. But here, in December, something's going on in the rows. Something unique and novel is underway. The Christmas harvest, to make what they call the Pinot de Noël. Excellent. A few vine rows with very heavy bunches have been kept back and exposed to the first frosts. Subjected to the harsh climate, the grapes are almost cooked. The skin is thick, the flesh is sweet, and the grape juicy. The harvest will be excellent, and good spirits are in evidence, as is the winter sun. A certain excitement wakens the gray, misty early morning. Guests are coming. Some of the world's leading sommeliers, fine connoisseurs of wine and spirits, but above all, friends. An unforgettable day spent blending some of their best eau de vie, just to have a good time together. In fact, Lhéraud cognacs are never blended. The cognacs are distinctly different from each other since they reflect the year's harvest. By their color, their bouquet, they reflect a certain year's weather. They are the true witnesses of the time and work consecrated to the vine and its grapes. It's a symphony of words, a hymn to the poetry of the senses, to the fragrances craftily hidden in a glass, and the delight taken in flushing them out. And then their work will give birth to other little angels like myself. So let's just tiptoe away.
Ça le construit sur le piédestal. Après on est révélé dessus, on a à ce qu'on a goûté, je dirais.
L'utilité semble d'être moins fort.
Non, non, pas 24. S'il veut, pas plus.
Le nez au départ, c'est un peu minéral, un peu marqué.
Celui-ci est plus fruité, celui-ci est plus éthylique, celui-ci plus fruité. Si j'avais à choisir, en principe, je prendrais le plus alcoolisé si je veux le faire vieillir. Si je veux le mettre en bouteille maintenant, je prendrais le plus fruité.
Donc le B. Moi, de préférence le A. Ouais, de préférence le A.
Alors, on prend la responsabilité pour le A.
Eh ben, c'est une note.
Je dois gagner. Désolé. Désolé.
Non, mais c'était pas facile. Pardon?
On peut faire deux.
On pourrait faire deux, hein? On pourrait faire deux.
Winter is also ordering time. Here again, the quality and artistic sense devoted to the packaging and decoration are only equaled by the pleasure of offering from the bucket. A fine orchestra stands before us with, as principal conductor, the Lhéraud family, and, as first violin, their cognac. This year's gone by so fast, I've hardly had time to breathe. Serenity reigns here. When the past meets the future, old and young, tradition and modernity, where to meet? Why not in this place? Knowledge continues to be passed on.
Alors tu vois, Jean-Charles, c'est du cognac, ça que j'ai fait en 62. Tu vas le déguster, tu vas me dire ce que tu en penses. Là, ben déguste-le, tu vas voir, tu me diras ce que tu en penses. Si tu lui trouves un goût de noisette, un goût de noix, hein, de toute façon, il lui faut une dizaine d'années encore pour le commercialiser.
Bon, vous êtes toujours en pleine dégustation, hein?
Tout le temps.
Vous dégustez quoi, là?
Non, attendez, c'est bien.
Cognac.
Alors. Ouais, tu vois, Papy, de ce qu'il disait, il a raison. C'est des cognacs qui sont, à mon avis, qui sont pas encore très boisés. C'est des cognacs qui ont besoin encore de vieillir.
Il faut une dizaine d'années.
Ouais, t'en penses ça?
Au dernier inventaire, ça c'est un cognac qui était à 55 degrés. Quand tu dis que c'est pas trop puissant, c'est quand même. Pourtant, il est assez doux au nez. Mais bon, je pense que c'est grâce à la distillation au bois et au charbon, parce que c'est vrai qu'à cette époque...
They go forward, some from the past, ringing with certitude, others towards a future made of constructive doubts. They make progress in this familiar place, knowing full well that they are building a future on a reassuring past. All they have to do is to savor the privileged moments their history guarantees, reclaim their past, and develop the future contained here in the casks in the dark. Their hands are safe and strong, even able to caress the transparent air and its fragrances. They don't close the door. They're not afraid that history will go away. No, quite the opposite. Let the future come right in and help to embellish this place. Like them, I shall not leave, because they are in me. The men in the Lhéraud family have kept their childlike spirit, that which pushes them to be curious, to contemplate, and to marvel. A look that is still full of sparkles and brilliance. But don't they say that only children can see angels?